Barbaresco. Okay, let's see. Well, I played d5 last time, so let's go with knight f6. I haven't had a Grenfeld for a while. Oh, he plays a one of these funky openings, the Trompowski. So this is one way to play it. You just harass the bishop with your knight and then play d4 to secure the bishop and get yourself a little space in the center. It should be fine for black. The knight there actually supports the move g5 if you want to play that. But that's kind of a crazy way to play. So he's just going for a normal setup. Let's see, I could get the bishop outside the pawn chain here. Bishop to f4, can harass the knight, kick it back. Let's think about this. Say bishop f5 rather. He plays f3. I drop back. And then he could play e4, kicking the bishop. I take, he takes. I've got the knight and the bishop on that square. Yeah, I think bishop f5 should be playable here. And I'll just go with e6 and bishop to d6 or something like that. And later continue with c5 to undermine the center. Another idea might be a quick knight c6 to b4 and coordinate with the bishop here. Still, I like to get castled. Yes. So the problem with the Trompowski bishop is that I can't play e6. He's got the pin on the e pawn. Well, it's his turn to move, so let's see what he does. Yeah, he kicks it back. So that solves my problems in a way. So if I push my pawn forward to e6, it's pinning the knight. And then he actually can push his e-pawn forward. I take, he takes, I drop the bishop back, and then he pushes it again. And he's attacking my pinned knight, which is kind of annoying. So let's prepare to break the pin. So he goes for capturing of the knight. This shouldn't be too bad. And let's take his center pawn and drop the bishop back to keep pressure on the e-pawn. And now bishop d6 and castles looks like it's in order, and then I can just pile up on that e-pawn. And if he pushes, I can take it, leave him with an isolated pawn, and okay, let's go ahead and get my c-pawn forward so he doesn't, he's kind of threatening to crush that poor bishop there. Yep, so he goes forward, so now I can castle, and I still have this e-pawn as a target. He defends, let's attack. And let's get the knight into the game. So we got 2 attackers and 2 defenders, but the knight here will hit the bishop. You can drop the bishop back, I guess. His c-pawn is still defended. His c-pawn is still defended by the knight, but his knight's a little bit tied up. See, can I go, I guess not. b4, b5 he takes. I put the rook here. He can actually defend with the a-pawn. Okay, so let's go a6, rook b8, and then b5. Yeah, it's kind of a weird position, but interesting. So he's attacking that bishop. I don't think that's a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead with my plans and just ignore his threat to take my bishop. Yeah, he can take it. And my knight can go back to e5 at any time. That's a good square for it. So let's open up the queen side there. Weaken his structure in the center. And let's pile up with the knight. Yeah, he can defend it with the b pawn. So what now? Maybe I can bring the queen in to put a little more pressure on things over here. Queen a5 hits the a pawn. I can always harass the queen though. If I take, he can put brick here and then grab my a pawn. So let's go ahead and open this up. And let's keep taking. And let's trade bishops here. Trade rooks rather. And now I can activate my queen with this attack on the a pawn. See, his queen could come into b7. Bishop on e5 controls the a1 square, which is interesting. Let's see, if he pushes the a pawn forward, I can come into c3 here. Yeah, unfortunately this pawn is not that weak. His e pawn is defended by the queen and the bishop, so I can't get pressure on that, but his c pawn, yeah, so he just brings his queen in to defend. So let's let's penetrate with my queen. Maybe I can create some mischief over here. So it's an opposite colored bishop situation. And yeah, I think getting on the dark squares and coordinating with my dark squared bishop maybe is an idea here. Oh, I could have gone directly to f4. Might have been more to the point. Okay, so he's managed to line his queen up. Okay, so let's block that diagonal. He was threatening to push, hitting my bishop and threatening mate simultaneously, so I needed to deal with that threat. And let's see, I can attack the pawn this way. Maybe this is better, and if I attack from this side, he could block with g3, whereas when I attack from this side, he can't play g3. I can just take it. Well, he could play it, but it just loses a pawn. So he might play h3, and then I can play queen to g3 and threaten mate here. And grab a pawn over on the queen side if nothing better. Might consider sacrificing the exchange on e4 here at some point too. Get an extra pawn and go with the queen and bishop versus queen and rook. So he goes there. Why did he go there? I can still take it. Is there a trick here? Well, I guess he saw that g3 I could take it, so he tried g4, but I don't see the value of that. Well, got my queen off of the h-file. Put it on a light square where maybe his bishop could hit it. Maybe he's planning rook to g1. Oh, he's taking there. That's his idea. So I have this check. Well, let's think about this. If I take here, and if I take the e-pawn and he takes with the bishop, then I can take the rook. So the bishop is overloaded. Bishop is defending the rook, and it's defending this pawn. So what's wrong with that? He could play rook here, but then I have this check. And then I could save my rook. Let's try it. And he has no checks with his queen at the moment. He resigned. Interesting. Well, I didn't know if that was a resignable position. Maybe he's just, I mean, I just grabbed one pawn. Let's count the pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm just one pawn up. Well, anyway, we'll take a look at this in the postmortem. It was an interesting game. See you guys later. Bye.